He always said, "I'll start tomorrow." Tomorrow became next week, next month, next year, and before he knew it, his best years were gone. But one ordinary morning, something happened that changed everything. Rohan was not lazy, that's what he told himself. He had big dreams. He wanted to start his own small business. He wanted to make his parents proud. He wanted to travel, to grow, to become someone. But he had one bad habit. He always waited. "I'm still young," he would say. "There's plenty of time. I'll do it when I feel ready." Days passed. Rohan would wake up late, scroll on his phone, watch videos, meet friends, talk about big plans. But he never started. Whenever someone asked about his future, he smiled confidently. "Don't worry, I have time." And maybe he did, but he didn't respect it. Years moved quietly. His college friends began to move ahead. One started a job. Another launched a small online store. One friend moved to another city. Rohan still had ideas. But ideas don't change lives. Action does. Every night he would think, "Tomorrow I'll wake up early. Tomorrow I'll begin." Tomorrow never came. Have you ever felt that? That silent promise you make to yourself and quietly break the next day? Rohan felt it too. But he ignored that small voice inside him. Until one day, it was his 30th birthday. No big party, no loud celebration, just a simple dinner at home. After dinner, his father handed him an old envelope. "Open it," his father said gently. Inside was a small notebook. Rohan recognized it immediately. It was his diary from when he was 20. He had written his goals inside it. Start business by 23. Buy a car for dad by 25. Be financially independent by 28. Rohan's hands began to shake. He flipped through the pages. All dreams, all plans, all unfinished. His father looked at him and said something very simple. "Son, time is quiet. It doesn't shout when it leaves." That sentence hit him hard. Time doesn't shout when it leaves. It just goes, and it never comes back. That night, Rohan couldn't sleep. He looked at the ceiling for hours. He wasn't a failure, but he wasn't who he wanted to be either. He thought about the last 10 years. 10 years. That's 3,650 days. Where did they go? Into scrolling, into waiting, into "I'll start tomorrow." He felt regret, deep regret. But something else was growing too. Fear. Not fear of failure. Fear of wasting another year. He imagined himself at 40, still saying, "I have time." The thought scared him. He got up at 3 a.m., sat at his desk, opened a blank notebook, and wrote one line, "No more tomorrow." The next morning he woke up early, not because he felt motivated, but because he was tired of regret. He started small, very small. He didn't quit everything. He didn't make big announcements. He simply chose one task, one step toward his old dream. He researched business ideas. He made a simple plan. He learned new skills online. Every day. Even when he didn't feel like it. Even when it was boring. Even when progress was slow. Because this time, he understood something. Time is not about having a lot of it. It's about using what you have. 6 months later, nothing magical had happened. He wasn't rich. He wasn't famous. But he was different. Disciplined. Focused. Clear. One evening he got his first real client for his small online service. It wasn't a huge amount of money. But when he received that payment, he didn't smile because of the money. He smiled because he had finally respected time. For the first time in years, he felt proud. Not because he had achieved everything, but because he had started. That night he looked at his old diary again. And instead of regret, he felt hope. Because he finally understood. The best time to start was years ago. The second best time is now. Rohan didn't become successful overnight. But he never went back to his old habits. Whenever he felt like delaying something, he remembered his father's words. Time is quiet. It doesn't shout when it leaves. And slowly, step by step, his life began to change. Not because he found more time, but because he stopped wasting it. Now let me ask you something. How many tomorrows have you used? How many plans are still waiting inside you? Maybe you think you're still young. Maybe you believe there's plenty of time. But listen carefully. Time is not your enemy. It is your greatest gift, and every single day it is either building your future or quietly leaving you behind. You don't need a big moment. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to feel fully ready. You just need one decision, one honest decision to stop waiting. Because years don't disappear in one day. They disappear in small delays. So whatever dream is sitting inside your heart, start small. Start scared. Start imperfect. But start. Because one day can change everything. Just like it did for Rohan. And maybe that day can be today.